Hey Kakosi, this is Kirill Grazanovsky with Macedonian Athletics Sports Academy. Today we're going to give some tips on the NXL Virginia Beach Open layout. Right off the bat, we notice this is a traditional ladder snake with a snake corner able to watch the tape. So that means most teams will send 3 to 4 guys snake side, and that's going to be a very viable strategy on this layout because you're going to want at least one player in the corner and one player in the snake at all times. So if you lose a guy off the break or if he gets shot in a gun battle, you need to have that third or even fourth guy to come fill those positions. Because if you lose control of that snake, it's game ending. They're just going to come down that snake and shoot everyone in the back. So we're going to go over the lanes a little bit and see how we can put a halt on that initial snake pressure that they're going to get, and hopefully get a kill at the break ourselves, and be able to push that snake before they can. So with how the lanes are on this field, you don't really have a solid lane snake side from the back center. Usually most layouts you'll have a nice easy lane to shoot before the god and before the corner on the snake side. Or even, they have that little one right in front of the snake. But really this layout, your solid lane is right after that first Aztec. Which if your shots are not on and the paint isn't shooting good, you won't hit anything all day. And, we want to make that lane snake side consistent because we want to consistently be able to gain an advantage on the snake side and be able to push down it, since it is such a strong asset on this layout. Now, you do actually have shots over the cake and over the pillars into that snake corner, but you don't have a clean shot before the god. And that's the issue, because those pillars force your paint higher in the air to shoot over them, so he's most likely just going to slide right in if he makes it right past that initial lane after the Aztec. So we're going to try and fix this issue we have where we don't have that solid lane before the god, and we really don't have that solid lane before the snake either, because if they keep sending people off the break, we need to find a way to shut that down and be able to shoot that guy. Now, some ways we can remedy that issue is if you come into the snake side cake or sit in this open area a little bit right off the start box, you get a solid lane directly before the snake. So if a team is consistently going to the snake off the break, you can shoot that. But if you don't have a solid game plan on the snake side other than this, and you're relying on that shot every point to hit that guy going in off the break, your team's probably not going to win that tournament. Let's just be honest. That's a nice shot to give the other team a little wake-up call. Let them know they're not going to go right into the snake off the break every point. But you can't rely on having a guy sit out here in the open and make that shot to take you to the finals, right? Because it's just going to be just as easy for them to see that you're making the shot and stopping them to come out and shoot back at that guy in the open and eliminate him. So they'll end up just stopping their snake guy short, coming out in the open, shooting back at you, and you're going to pay later on down in the tournament as you start going against these more experienced teams that realize what you're doing against them. So we're going to try and come up with another way to stop that snake side push off the break. Now the better option in my opinion is either going up to the middle to the X or going to this cake on the Dorito side. You get a cross shot into the mini races and you can catch him there. Your guy going into this cake on the Dorito side is going to be a lot more safer than sitting out here in the open. And you can also, it's not just so much as just shooting that lane and then having to move, and then after that lane's down, then the snake guy can go right in all he wants. From this Dorito side cake, you get to shoot that cross lane into the mini races, and then you also get to have that guy there sitting and dumping paint through that lane and preventing him from moving forward into the snake. You're making him switch his gun cross field and have to battle with you to get into the snake. So to me, that's going to be the ideal way to lane the snake side and shut down the snake side with that lane. I mean, you can, if you go up to the X, you can always cut down that side of the field too from the X and give pressure from the inside. And if you sit in this cake, it's going to put a lot of pressure across field, and it's not going to be easy to battle with the guy across field and the one heads up with you to get into the snake. As far as the lanes go on this Dorito side, you're going to pretty much be shooting before this first Dorito about 100% of the time. And if you're better at lane, you're going to try and hit that corner lane as well. But if you can't hit that shot consistently like that, just focus on that lane right before the first Dorito. Hit that, get that kill. If you get that kill, that's great. You don't need to be getting fancy if you can't get fancy. And depending on where you send people on this Dorito side, shooting back at the guy leaning in the back center is a good shot off the break. You know, with these cakes here, you know, for me, I love to sit behind them and just block myself out and rain paint back at that back center. And, you know, it really catches them off guard, messes their lane up, gets your guy out. And if you get that kill, it really allows your team to push forward on that side, because you no longer have that guy that's trying to prevent your movement. Another thing you can utilize on these cakes is coming out to them off the break, dropping down pretty low, keeping yourself safe, and hitting these cross shots. We already spoke about the one shooting towards snake side into the mini races, but there's also the tall cake on the snake side where you can shoot a cross shot into the Doritos. Now, what's nice about these cross shots is when people go out from the break, the ones usually running out, they'll look back at the back center or at their mirror and, you know, see where the other guy's going or who's shooting at them from the back center. They don't ever look to see who's shooting at them cross field. So you can catch a lot of people playing sloppy and just go right through your lane because they're not expecting that shot to come cross field. And it's a great way to mix up your game plan and your breakouts to change the lanes up here a little bit. And that's going to conclude the lanes for the NXL Virginia Beach Open layout. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys learned something. Take something away from this and implement it. And hopefully get a lot of kills off the break, guys. Have a good day.